Hi there, just want a quick update. I was wanting to record this when I was taking it apart, but basically had it here. I've had the bike since, I don't know, September, October last year. I've done nearly 2,000 miles in it just by doing local kind of trips. Been stored over winter, done a couple of small trips just down the road, and then 5 days ago I noticed that this, I thought it was, actually I say battery light, but actually I have been told that it's the thing that powers the battery back up again. I've forgotten the name of it. So that started glowing and then it had been going bright red to the point that today the battery, or the motorbike wouldn't start. The battery read 11.6 and when I was pressing the ignition to start it, it was going down to 6.7 or something like that. So today it just wouldn't start. Alternator. Actually, that's just making me think maybe the alternator's buggered. But apparently that isn't a battery. That isn't for the battery. That's for the alternator. Meaning, if that light goes on, it's not recharging. But I don't know if that's just because the battery's really low and it's just not doing that. So I don't know. I don't know too much about bikes. So what I've done is, never had experience with this before, taking off the ECU. It's all packed away now, the ECU. I also took off another component here. I'm not entirely sure, it was like a black box. I'm not sure what that was, but I took that out one first and then I realised that I needed to take this top button off, and then I managed to get the battery out eventually. So that's where I'm at. So what I'm planning to do is go away, charge the battery and put it all back together and see how we get on. If not, I'm going to have to buy a new battery, and it's about £73 or something like that. It's not very nice out here. Also, another thing is I've recently gone and bought yesterday original Bmw radio that goes in there. All the connections are still here from previously. Someone just tied them all up. I've just unravelled them. Yesterday I did plug the radio in and it didn't power up, but I don't know if that's due to the fact that the bike's just not running really well. I'm pretty sure I did start the engine though. So I don't know what the issue is there. This might be all old wire and it's all over the place. I have got all the wiring for the other radio that I bought, including the code, but I don't really want to have to wire this bike up from front to back because I have got the rear thing there with the stereo. Anyways, just giving it a wee clean up with a rag just while I'm in here. Don't know if you can hear the wind, it's pretty bad out there. It's black. So yeah, I guess it's all an experience. I've got to learn how to do it. Oh yeah, another thing was, oh fuck, I forgot. I also took oil out while the engine was cold, and I know you're meant to have it like warm so it flows easier, because when I've got this bike I noticed originally that I couldn't see where the line is on that reader under there, so I thought if I take some out I'll be able to see it, but what's happened is it's kept pouring out and that reader's not showing anything, so it's obviously been very low, but now there's no oil in the bike, so I'm going to have to fill it up a wee bit first to warm it up, then completely empty it, then put the new oil in. I've got all the side luggage are just in the car and stuff like that, but it's a 1992 Bmw K1100 LT. Cost me £950 to buy. The guy wanted £13.50, got it for £9.50. Insurance £200, compared to a brand new BMW R90 that I was going to buy for like 13, and it was going to cost over £1,000 to insure. I absolutely love this thing as well because the fairings and everything are great. I gave this a clean up yesterday to see how clear it is. When that rises, it's great. So I've mentioned that Yeah, so yesterday I took off all this fairing, including these two things here, which were an absolute nightmare to get back on because I was trying to take this off. Once these were off, they slipped down and I literally couldn't with all my force put them back up. I managed to put one in, and this other one I got my car jack and pushed it up. So God knows if that's caused any damage. And my OCD's kicking in a wee bit because there's a gap now. I can't remember if that was here before. So it's slightly like bugging me out. But that's fine. I'm going to continue cleaning it up. Seat goes in there. There's another bit of plastic that goes over there to cover some of the engine up. But yeah, need to try and get this bad boy fixed. I want to do the North Coast 500 in start of May, and then August I'm planning to go through Europe to Italy, and I want to do it in this thing because why not? Need to get rid of that oil. But it's a nice bike. I love the colour. It's kind of greeny blue. Like on the phone it's shown up as blue, but it's actually like a pine green, I think it's called. But in natural light it shows up really nice. $56,000 miles. That's cool. So electric screen, heated grips. Heated grips only work on one function when it's forward. Don't know, it's an old bike. God knows what's wrong. But yeah, it's cool. Right, I'm just going to end this now. Don't think there's anything more to add. I've just kind of been ranting. But just to let you know, I've got a couple of things to do. Basically, charge battery, see how we get on, including obviously filling up some oil before I turn it on. I might even leave that oil thing underneath just to remind me that I've got no oil, because my memory is not great. Right, what time is it? Just after 5:30, and it's, I don't know, Tuesday to something. I don't even know what day it is.